goals. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Talk Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the best possible version of yourself. It's Fun Friday. I'm excited to get it going. And we've talked about in the past, I'm a big proponent on Fridays to do a lot of reflection, a lot of like goal setting type stuff for the coming week, because I'm a big believer that you got to have fun sometimes. And, I mainly look at real estate deals over the weekend, but being real, like I'm trying to see my friends, I'm trying to see my family, and I'm trying to take a break. So you don't want to burn out too quickly, right? So today is just that. We're talking about goal setting for 2023 and how we're going to go over a few questions, maybe we can pull some ideas out of you to help with your goal setting ideals and what it is that you want to get done this year, the coming year. And highly recommend having very strong clarity on what it is that you want to be doing in 2023 before the holiday season. Well, it's technically the holiday season. I get that. But before like Christmas and New Year's, because that's when people usually drink a lot of alcohol and they're trying to travel to see family or try and squeak something in. So you should have a really good idea of what it is you want to do, because having a plan can really help with avoiding failures and pains in the ass along the way of your journey, both professionally and personally. So not to hesitate any longer, let's go ahead and kind of just jump in. We're going to go to the chalkboard, and I'm going to pull up a few questions and kind of pull out a few ideas out of us. And then additionally, I have something that I want to share on our screen just for some categories for you to pick 1, 2, or 3, have some main priorities for your own goal setting for this coming year. So for goal setting, let's go ahead and make sure our Instagram camera is up and with us. Good morning. This is episode 175, and we're talking about goals. Episode 175 on the road to 1,000. So today we're talking about goals. And what is a powerful question that you must have in your repertoire when you're trying to think of what the hell it is that I'm trying to set goals for? Because it's really hard to just pick something. I'd say that is when you think about when you're talking maybe to your partner, maybe to your family, or maybe to your friends, like, what the hell do we want to eat? I have no idea. Please pick something. I have no idea. Making decisions can be very, very difficult. So if you can narrow and start working on this particular question, it can help set you in the right direction. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to look like? And this can include your day-to-day schedule, this can include the people that you're around. Who do you like spending time with? A huge influence. Me and my girlfriend were talking about this last night over dinner. It's just insane how, like, the people that you're around just totally dictate what actually is happening in your life. And it couldn't be more true. So who are the people that you want to surround? Maybe it's a relationship goal. Maybe there's a mentor that you want to gain. Maybe there's a partner you want to gain. Maybe you want to start working with a life coach. Maybe to figure some of this shit out. That'd be very useful. So asking yourself, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want it to include? And when I'm working with people in sessions, a lot of times people don't know, and that's okay. I had to ask this question to myself probably 100 times. My life coach is just sitting with me, like, asking it over and over again. Each week, he's like, I want a different answer until you're comfortable with the one that you want. So maybe if you can't answer this question, we could ask, what do you not want? What don't you want? What do you not want? No, bad, not. What are the things that are toxic in your life that you want to get rid of? Maybe sometimes we got to figure out what it is we don't want in order to know what we do want. Because so this is usually the step-by-step process. So if you're starting with like, this shit sucks. I do not want that in my life. I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I don't want to be fat anymore. I don't want to look this way. I don't want to be around these certain types of people. So you're like, I know that is not what I want. And then that can help take us to, what do you do want? Maybe for me, I want a house by the water, lake, ocean. Don't give a shit. I just want to look at water from our home. Next, I want a house in the mountains. So me and my family, we can go hiking and stuff. We enjoy that kind of shit. So what do you want? And then you got to be able to figure out, it's called NIMS. MINS. My bad. It's called MINS. 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 And that stands for most important next step. Most important next step. So once you do know what you want, I'm going to ask you, MINS, what do we do next? What can we do today? What is one step forward closer to what it is that we want to do? Because once you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and you know the next step, what does this give you? It gives you clarity. It gives you clarity because as you start making progress and you have clarity, so okay, that's what I need to do next. As we have clarity and we're taking another step forward, closer to what it is that we do want, you're going to have things coming in, distractions, other opportunities come up, and you're going to have to give them the middle finger and say, nope, I am on my path. Because if your goal is money, it's usually a big motivator for a lot of people, is money. If your goal is money, then you're going to have to do it probably for a decade before you make anything worthwhile, right? And the get rich quick stuff is just, please, it is a bunch of bullshit. It's not real, doesn't work. Everyone who's talking about side hustles, all they're doing, the people who are selling the side hustles, what they're doing is they're focusing on selling side hustles. So it's not even a side hustle, that's a real job for them, and they're going all in. And there's nothing arbitrage isn't real. Like, you have to work to get it. So as long as we can get that out of the way, we should be okay. So we know that's what we don't want. We know that's what we do want. And we pick a most important next step. This could be even picking just a book. This year for Christmas, you say, screw video games because video games are just wasting my life. I don't need that crap. And you ask for a book about investments that's actually going to get you closer. Or maybe it's a book about fitness. Maybe it's a book about business. Maybe it's a book about a particular industry that you find interesting. Something that is going to feed your mind and help you and push you in the right direction. Because all we want to do, because it's really, I guess we'll go a little deep here for a second. The money is not actually what you want. You want to feel good about the progress and supporting the people that you love and care about most. And that's just a tool. But you do want to feel good. I've never met anybody who wants to feel bad. And if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what you want, I'm willing to say that you probably don't feel very good. Feel lost, confused, frustrated. And I don't blame you. If you don't know what you want, then it's hard to have a purpose. It's hard to have a vision. It's hard to know your values. And these are the stuff that fill us up and actually make us who we are. So say if you it's best to start with knowing what you do want to help set your goals. But if you can't answer that question, I would revert back to something, at least make a list of, I at least know I don't want this shit. And okay, so that's not it. And then maybe sit down, think a little bit, go a little deeper with it. It's like, all right, that sounds terrible. What would not include that? And then play around with it. And remember, just because you pick something doesn't mean it's set in stone. A lot of times when we go to goal setting, I was in this goal setting meeting with a couple real estate agents, and the fear was, oh, well, if I do this, then I have to do this for the rest of my life. Says who? You've never changed majors, you never changed careers. People do it all the time. Will it delay how much money you make? Hell yeah, but it's not about the money. We know that. It's about making progress towards something you actually give a shit about. So you need to know what it is you want to do. And when you know what you want to do, it'll fill you up, and you'll be surprised with what kind of comes into place, the people who come to support you. I can't thank the people in my life enough who support me. Shout out, you already know who you are. I can't do it without you. Very, very grateful. So figuring out what you don't want, figuring out what you do want, and Min's most important next step, and that will give us clarity, because the clarity gives us power and gives us depth. It gives us understanding. Let's go ahead and shift the camera back over. I'm going to go ahead and do some screen share with us. Good morning. Good morning. So as we have this clarity, now it's like, what's a freaking category that we could pick that would make sense with this? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. Instagram, you can't see my screen over like you could on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, but I'll yell them out loud and you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go ahead and present, share screen. Okay, over here, this is a diagram. We call it in coaching the wheel of life. And every single coach I've ever met, in some way, shape, or form, they have this to just help put you in the ballpark on what the hell you want to work on, which is great, right? Because we are just talking about how a lot of us don't know what it is that we want, and very, very common. And there's always going to be a part of you. I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything that I want. That's just simply not true. And things change. People get older, and like my mom always used to tell me, you used to love dinosaurs and be obsessed about them when you were 8, and then when you're 18. Things have changed. And then now that I'm 28, things have changed again dramatically. So can't be too hard on ourselves, but it is very, very helpful to have a frame of reference. So coming over here, we have in the diagram, here's a list of possible options that you could be working on. Number 1 is career. Do you have a career goal? I work with a lot of real estate agents, and they say, I want to sell $100 million in volume over the next 5 years as an independent agent. I want to sell $500 million as a real estate team over the next 5 years. That is our goal. That is our career goal. So your goal could be something like sales volume. It could be a number of transactions within your business. So something within career, growing it. Or it could be even something as small, say if you're feeling stuck in a rut. You'll be like, I want to read a book this year and not watch Netflix for 3 months. For 3 months, I'm going to read books before I go to bed and not watch Netflix. I would say we could put that into a career goal. If you're reading the book, that's in alignment with your career. Next is family and friends. A lot of times, so a few of my clients are absolute sharks and they work a lot of hours, incredible amounts of hours. It's very, very impressive. And their families and their friends, their relationships with them tend to suffer. And over time, we talked about how money's awesome. It's a very powerful tool if you want to make a big impact. Usually you got to have a lot of money. There's a lot of truth to that. I stand behind that. However, what's going to really make you happy is having a deep relationship with your parents, with your siblings, with your children, with the love of your life. And that goes over to the next category, significant other romance. Are you doing what you can to be a good partner? Are you doing date nights? Are you still doing the massages? Are you still willing to listen to them deeply when you're just sitting and talking over dinner? Do you need to set a goal that's for your partner? So that's another category that maybe you ballpark around. The next one would be fun and recreation. When was the last time you went on vacation? When was the last time you set something into the future that sounded really fun? Like, oh, wow, I'm genuinely looking forward to this, so I'm going to work really hard today. That can be extremely powerful and motivating. Next would be health. We all know if you don't have health, you don't have shit. You are done. You're cooked. Nothing you can do. Really think about it. Think about the last time you were really sick. I mean, we just went through a freaking pandemic and we saw like, wow, when we don't have health, we are crippled and sad, and it's just a dark, dark place we do not want to be. So, but this isn't just a given, right? So being proactive, setting goals around that, whether it's a weight goal or whether it's just, I want to just meditate. I want to feel really good. I want to take, man, I've been drinking these Athletic Greens. I wish they would sponsor me. Please, shout out to Athletic Greens. I'm drinking, and my gut health has improved dramatically. For a long time, shout out to my family. They know I had a hard time with digesting stuff, and it totally sucked. And it made me sad, and just shows how important health really is. Next, the next category could be money. Could just be a dollar amount. We kind of talked about in career, maybe some of my real estate agents, we were doing some goal setting sessions earlier this week, and they're like sales volume, commission sets, and kind of just having those playing out. And they're very nice because you can work. I do like the career and money goals a lot because they're really easy to work backwards on. And we talked about most important next step, MINS, how that's really great. And then just having more clarity. And because half the time it seems like we're just trying to make a decision on what to do next. Next would be personal growth. Personal growth, whether that is reading more books. I think we could have even taken the meditation example and putting into personal growth. That is something I've been working on a lot. I've been upping it from 10 to 20 minutes. And, you know, that's not monk status. I get it. Not by any means. But, hey, when I was first starting doing meditation, I'd be 2 or 3 minutes into that thing. I thought I was losing my mind because it just, you couldn't help all the thoughts and going in. And that's good because that shows that you really need to slow down. And it does a lot of really good for you. So personal growth, what can you grow personally? It's kind of, if I sit down with people and we're kind of working back and forth, you can usually come up with something, but just think under the category personal growth. And then lastly, out of the 8 on the classic wheel of life that we have here displayed over here would be physical environment. So physical environment, and we talked about how important it is to have good people around you, people that you love and you support. Shout out to my family and my amazing, wonderful girlfriend. You guys are the absolute best. But physical environment is very, very important. Make sure it's filled with love and support towards what it is you want to do. And this is really sad, but I've had some clients, and it breaks my heart. They have family members who just, you set these big goals and they're just so against it. And it's just so sad, but you have to break away from that. I know that they're your family. And I don't know if I'm hopefully not talking to someone in the room that's being affected by it, particularly because it's extremely painful, but you have to break away from that bullshit. And you got to go out and do your thing. You get one shot at this life, and I've just seen it a number of times now, and it's really too bad. Sometimes even your family doesn't want you to succeed, so you have to go off and you have to change your physical environment. You have to break away from the toxicity. You have to break away from the bullshit, and you got to put yourself in an environment with people who do what it is you want to do. I just bring that up because it does make me really sad, but it is very, very true. Physical environment. Who you surround yourself with is very, very important, and you can make a family even though they're not your blood. That is the truth. So, but these are some main categories. I hope this video was helpful. I hope going over this was kind of thought provoking in some type of way. So setting your goals along that. This is a great way to get started. If you want to go deeper into depth, like when I work with my clients, we do short, medium, long-term goals. A short goal would be like a week or a month. A medium goal would be like 6 months to a year, and a long-term goal would be placed into our vision, which is more like 5 years. I'm not too big into planning outside of 5 years just because so much changes personality wise and preference wise. So that's the time frame we've been working on that works really well for us here over at Talk to Tanner. But if you would like to learn more, if you'd like to sit down with me and do a brainstorming session to get your goals down, you can always click the link below in the description through the link tree. And thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I really greatly appreciate it. I hope everyone has a fantastic, amazing, fun-filled Friday. And I have some friends coming into town. We're going to do a Friendsgiving. We're going to eat way too much food. I am super excited. And that's good. You should be excited about life. Be excited about the things that you get to do this weekend. Maybe you go contact somebody you haven't talked to in a while and do something nice for them. Fill your heart with love, baby. It's the best. So cheers to that. Cheers to you all. And I'm taking the weekend off, but I'll be back here bright and early, 7 a.m. live Monday, right here, back again with another show, tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to make you the best possible version of yourself. Peak performance, personal development. All right, friends, fam, I'm out. I'll see you all on Monday. Cheers.